Hi there, everyone. It is currently the 4th of August, 2015. What you are looking at is a violent typhoon Soudelor. And when I say violent typhoon, that's actually literally the intensity from the Japan Meteorological Agency on this storm system. It is called a super typhoon according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. What you can see here on the visible satellite imagery is just an absolutely impressive storm system. Of course, the main feature you're looking at is this very well-defined eye around that center of circulation throughout the day today. But even within that, via the Himawari 8 satellite, absolutely love the satellite imagery. You can see those little mesovortices spinning up in here. You have decent outflow aloft coming in from the north and from the south. Plenty of inflow coming in from the south. And that is why this storm system is by far the strongest system of 2015. Pressure right now is down to 900 HPA. Now, to put that in perspective, actually, a Typhoon Haiyan, or Yolanda, was down to 895 HPA at landfall. Now, the key thing that is a big difference here when I say that, though, is that that was at landfall. This is making its max intensity well over the open ocean. I do expect some weakening, so does all the other agencies, but nonetheless, this is just an intense storm system, and we can see through the forecast it actually maintains that intensity before it finally starts to weaken as we go ahead into the afternoon, the evening hours on Thursday, and then into Friday, weakening down to, well, I mean, let's talk about it, though. It's only weakening down to 915 HPA as it passes towards the south of Ishigaki here. That's still a violent typhoon, and if that was the max intensity, I would still be sitting here telling you about how violent the typhoon is. And this is just one more example of what I'm talking about with that dual outflow channels I mentioned earlier on in the update. You have these winds in the upper levels moving off here towards the north, towards the south, off there towards the west, and that it just gives this storm system absolutely big lungs to breathe. Instead of one lung or one outflow channel, it's got two. And plus, we got sea surface temperatures under this. It's bathwater, about 30 to 32 degrees Celsius. Now, it's going to move into an area around 30 degrees Celsius as we go out to the next 24 to 48 hours. So that is going to cause a little bit of weakening, but that's still pretty potent. Nothing to scowl at. But let's take a look at the forecast here. Now, what you're looking at is by Thursday afternoon into the evening hours, winds already starting to pick up if you are in Okinawa or towards Miyako, Ishigaki, Jima. That's these islands over here. You're actually going to be seeing some fairly breezy conditions on Thursday already. High waves definitely going to be seen off here. High surf advisories will be in place. Definitely dangerous rip currents. As we look ahead into Friday, our storm tracks off here towards the west. Naha, you could be seeing some passing showers, but it's not going to be anything too severe. Don't be surprised if you see a good gale or two out of this. And then this really starts to impact those in the southern Japanese islands. I really do think Ishigaki is going to be raked with this one. The right front quadrant will be passing just towards the south of these islands out here by Friday afternoon. Good thing is that Ishigaki and Miyako-jima, and I've said that in my last video update, these are the islands I would rather be than anywhere else, if we're talking about severe weather, anywhere on the face of the earth, because they can just withstand anything. The people here are very hardy, and they get storms several times a year, so it's nothing new to them, and definitely everything here is up to code, even with a super typhoon type of storm system. But still, people venture outside, it's a totally different story, as long as they stay inside and stay safe. Now, as we go ahead through Friday evening into Saturday, that's when our storm system's going to near the coast of Taipei. Big thing here is how it's going to interact with the mountains. We've said that in the past. The right front quadrant, well, it could wobble around because once these storm systems often hit the mountains out here, they often interact and do some friction with it. And it depends on how the mountains scoot the storm. I think with this one, it might scoot a little bit here towards the north to move around it. But the thing is that right front quadrant's going to move north or south. And that's a big deal, because that means who's going to get the highest winds and who's going to get the heaviest rains. These mountains have a tendency to squeeze out moisture over top of Taiwan, and what that means is some areas could see as much as 6, maybe 800 millimeters of total precipitation. Definitely a very serious storm to watch. This is actually from the HWRF model, and it's very similar outlook to the ECMWF. The good thing is all the models I've been looking at very tight agreement of a storm passing just south of Ishigaki and making landfall here in northeast Taiwan. This shows a pressure of 915 HPA at landfall. That is just nasty. And I would not want to be right here in the right front quadrant. Well, it might be right there in the right front quadrant. I'll give you guys more updates on that. But The thing is, I would not want to be outdoors in this area because that is going to be a nasty day if this model outlook does follow. We're definitely going to keep you posted here at westernpacificweather.com on the latest updates on this storm system. It is a very intense storm, a violent typhoon, a super typhoon. And, yeah, more updates to come. For now, though, if you are in Ishigaki or Miyako, you have travel plans out there, maybe you might want to postpone them if you are in northeast Taiwan, even in Taipei. Now is the time to really start making some of those preparations as far as gathering things, securing things. You may want to board up some windows and be ready for this one. It's going to be an intense storm system, guys, and as I mentioned, the ingredients are in place for this to stay strong, at least until just prior to landfall. Alright, thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there. Bye.